Many people believe that life changes through one extraordinary opportunity, one lucky break, or one life-changing event. While those moments certainly exist, they are rarely the true reason behind lasting success. The real foundation of every meaningful achievement is the collection of decisions made every single day. Whether you realize it or not, your future is being designed right now. One choice at a time. Every action you take is like placing another brick in the building of your life. If the bricks are laid with purpose, patience, and discipline, the structure becomes strong. If they are placed carelessly or ignored altogether, the foundation becomes weak. Your future is not waiting somewhere ahead of you. It is being created by what you decide to do today. Think about the difference between two people who begin with the same abilities. Both have similar education, similar opportunities, and similar dreams. One decides to wake up a little earlier each morning to learn something new, complete important tasks before distractions appear, and stay committed to personal growth. The other chooses comfort over progress, postpones difficult work until tomorrow, and allows small distractions to consume valuable hours. At the end of one day, the difference between them seems almost invisible. At the end of 1 year, however, that invisible difference has become enormous. One has gained new skills, earned greater trust, built confidence, and created opportunities. The other is still wondering why life has not changed. It wasn't one major decision that separated them. It was hundreds of small ones. Procrastination often disguises itself as harmless delay. You tell yourself you'll begin next Monday, next month, or after things settle down. But life rarely becomes less busy on its own. Tomorrow arrives carrying its own responsibilities, and the task you delayed yesterday is joined by new ones today. Before long, weeks become months, and months become years. Dreams don't disappear because people stop believing in them. They disappear because people keep postponing the work required to achieve them. Every day you delay is another opportunity surrendered to time. The encouraging truth is that positive decisions work exactly the same way. A single decision to start reading 10 pages a day may not seem significant, yet after a year you've finished dozens of books and gained knowledge that transforms your thinking. One decision to exercise for 20 minutes each morning strengthens not only your body, but also your discipline. One decision to complete your most important task before checking social media creates momentum that carries through the rest of the day. Success rarely announces itself with fireworks. It quietly grows through repeated acts of responsibility that most people overlook because they appear too small to matter. Your choices also shape your identity. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you begin to see yourself as someone who follows through. Every time you finish what you started, your confidence grows a little stronger. Every disciplined action sends a message to your mind that you are capable, dependable, and committed. Over time, these repeated decisions become habits, and those habits become your character. Character, more than talent or intelligence, determines the direction of your life. Many people spend years wishing for different circumstances while ignoring the power they already possess. You may not control every event that happens to you, but you always control your response. You control whether you begin today or postpone once again. You control whether you spend the next hour building your future or escaping from it. Great lives are not built by extraordinary people making extraordinary decisions every day. They are built by ordinary people making wise decisions consistently, even when those decisions seem small. When you understand this principle, you stop waiting for your future to arrive and start creating it one purposeful decision at a time. People often underestimate the incredible power of small daily disciplines because they are looking for dramatic results. They want instant success, immediate transformation, and overnight achievements. Modern life encourages this way of thinking by celebrating quick victories and rapid progress. But the truth is that lasting success is rarely created through giant leaps. It is built through small, consistent actions, repeated day after day. The habits you practice every morning, every afternoon, and every evening quietly shape the quality of your future. While one day's effort may seem insignificant, months and years of disciplined action produce results that appear extraordinary to others. Imagine a craftsman creating a beautiful piece of furniture. He doesn't finish it in a single burst of effort. Every cut, every measurement, every adjustment, and every careful detail contributes to the finished masterpiece. If he rushes the process or ignores the small details, the final product suffers. Your life works the same way. Every responsible action is another careful step toward becoming the person you want to be. Excellence is not a single act. It is the result of repeating good choices until they become second nature. Many people fail not because they lack talent, but because they lack consistency. They work hard for a few days, then stop. They become excited about a new goal, then lose interest when progress feels slow. They mistake temporary enthusiasm for lasting commitment. Enthusiasm is valuable because it helps you begin, but discipline is what helps you continue. The people who accomplish remarkable things understand that they cannot depend on excitement every day. Instead, they rely on routines that keep them moving forward, whether they feel inspired or not. Think about the effect of improving by just a small amount every day. Reading a few pages of a meaningful book may not seem life-changing, but over the course of a year, that simple habit exposes you to thousands of new ideas. Spending 30 focused minutes learning a valuable skill each day can eventually make you an expert in your field. Saving a small portion of every paycheck gradually creates financial security. Exercising regularly strengthens not only your body, but also your confidence and self-discipline. None of these actions produce dramatic results overnight. Yet together, they create a completely different future. The challenge is that small disciplines often feel unrewarding in the beginning. You don't immediately see stronger muscles after one workout. You don't become wealthy after saving money once. You don't master a skill after one practice session. Because the rewards are delayed, many people quit too early. They assume their efforts aren't working, when in reality, the process is quietly building momentum beneath the surface. Just as a seed spends time growing roots before it breaks through the soil, your daily disciplines are preparing results long before they become visible. This is why patience is such an important companion to discipline. Trust that every worthwhile effort is making a difference, even when you cannot measure it immediately. Each time you honor your commitments, you strengthen your ability to stay consistent. Each completed task makes the next one slightly easier, because you are training both your mind and your character. Over time, discipline stops feeling like a struggle and starts becoming part of your identity. Small daily disciplines also create confidence. Every promise you keep to yourself reinforces the belief that you are dependable and capable. Instead of questioning whether you can reach your goals, you begin to expect progress because your actions support your ambitions. Confidence earned through consistent effort is far more powerful than confidence built on wishful thinking. When your daily habits align with your long-term vision, success is no longer something you hope for. It becomes the natural outcome of the life you choose to live, one disciplined day at a time. One of the biggest myths people believe is that they must feel motivated before they can take action. They wait for the perfect mood, the perfect amount of energy, or the perfect moment to begin. They convince themselves that tomorrow they will feel more inspired, more focused, and more prepared. Unfortunately, tomorrow often feels exactly like today. Motivation comes and goes like the weather. Some days you wake up full of excitement, ready to conquer the world. Other days, even the simplest task feels overwhelming. If your productivity depends entirely on how you feel, your progress will always be inconsistent. Real success begins when you stop making your emotions the boss of your actions. Think about the people who achieve remarkable things. They are not people who wake up every morning overflowing with enthusiasm. They experience fatigue, disappointment, frustration, and doubt just like everyone else. The difference is that they have learned an important lesson. Action comes before motivation more often than motivation comes before action. They understand that waiting for inspiration wastes valuable time. Instead, they begin the work, trusting that once they are moving, their focus and energy will follow. Have you ever noticed how difficult it is to start a task, but how much easier it becomes once you are already working? The first 5 minutes are usually the hardest. Your mind invents excuses, distractions suddenly seem urgent, and comfort becomes incredibly attractive. Yet once you commit yourself and begin, something changes. Your attention shifts from resistance to progress. You become involved in the task, your confidence grows, and your momentum starts carrying you forward. What felt impossible only moments early suddenly feels manageable. That is the power of taking the first step instead of waiting for the perfect feeling. Habits are built in exactly the same way. At first, every new routine requires conscious effort. You have to remind yourself to wake up early, exercise, read, write, or complete important work before checking your phone. It may feel uncomfortable because your mind naturally prefers familiar routines, even if they are unproductive. But every time you repeat a positive action, you strengthen that behavior. Eventually, what once required determination becomes automatic. The habit begins working for you instead of against you. This is why successful people design routines rather than relying on emotions. They choose a specific time to work, a specific place to focus, and a clear plan for what needs to be accomplished. They remove unnecessary decisions because they know that every extra choice creates another opportunity for procrastination. When your routine tells you what to do next, you spend less energy debating and more energy doing. Progress becomes simpler because action has become part of your daily rhythm. Another important truth is that momentum is one of the greatest forces in personal achievement. Every completed task creates a sense of accomplishment that encourages you to tackle another. One productive hour often leads to another productive hour. Small victories build confidence, and confidence fuels even greater effort. In contrast, procrastination creates the opposite effect. Every postponed task increases stress, weakens confidence, and makes the next task seem even more difficult. Delay builds more delay, while action builds more action. There will always be days when you don't feel like working. Those days are often the ones that matter most, because they shape your character. Anyone can work when they feel inspired, but true discipline is revealed when you continue despite discomfort. Every time you choose action over excuses, you strengthen your ability to keep promises to yourself. Over time, you no longer depend on motivation to get started because you have built something far more reliable. You have built the habit of taking action, and that habit becomes the engine that carries you toward every worthwhile goal. Time is the one resource that every person receives in exactly the same amount. Every morning, regardless of wealth, education, position, or background, each of us is given 24 hours. No one can buy an extra hour, borrow more time from tomorrow, or recover the hours that have already passed. Once a minute is gone, it is gone forever. This simple truth makes time more valuable than money, possessions, or even talent. Money lost can often be earned again. Skills can be learned through study and practice. Opportunities may return in different forms, but time never comes back. That is why people who accomplish great things learn to treat time as their most valuable investment, rather than something to be spent carelessly. One of the greatest causes of procrastination is the belief that there will always be more time later. We tell ourselves that we can begin next week, finish the project next month, or pursue our dreams when life becomes less busy. But life rarely becomes less demanding on its own. New responsibilities replace old ones. Unexpected problems appear, and distractions continue to compete for our attention. If you wait for a perfect schedule before taking action, you may spend years waiting while your goals remain exactly where they started. Imagine receiving a large amount of money every morning with one condition. Whatever you failed to use by the end of the day would disappear forever. You would probably think carefully about every decision because wasting that money would feel irresponsible. Yet many people waste hours without giving them a second thought. They scroll endlessly through social media, watch one more video, postpone important conversations, or allow small interruptions to consume entire afternoons. At the end of the day, those lost hours cannot be recovered. Time is constantly flowing away, whether you use it wisely or not. Protecting your time begins with knowing what truly matters. Many people stay busy all day, but accomplish very little because they confuse activity with productivity. Being busy is not the same as making progress. You can answer emails, attend meetings, organize your desk, and complete small tasks while avoiding the one important assignment that would move your life forward. Productive people identify their highest priorities and give those tasks their best energy before allowing less important activities to fill their schedule. Learning to say no is another essential part of protecting your time. Every yes to something unnecessary is often a no to something meaningful. When you agree to every invitation, every distraction, or every request, you leave little room for the work that truly deserves your attention. Saying no is not about becoming selfish. It is about recognizing that your time is limited and choosing to invest it where it creates the greatest value. The most successful people understand that focus requires sacrifice. They willingly let go of things that offer temporary pleasure so they can pursue goals with lasting significance. Planning your day before it begins is also a powerful habit. Instead of waking up and reacting to whatever appears first, decide in advance what must be accomplished. A clear plan gives direction and reduces the temptation to drift from one distraction to another. When you know your priorities, every decision becomes easier because you already understand what deserves your attention. Protecting your time also means protecting your energy. There are certain hours of the day when your mind is sharper, your creativity is stronger, and your focus is at its highest. Use those valuable moments for your most important work, instead of wasting them on activities that require little thought. Save routine tasks for later when your energy naturally declines. By matching your best hours with your biggest priorities, you multiply the value of every day. Ultimately, the quality of your life is determined by how you spend your time. Every hour invested in learning, growing, creating, or serving others becomes part of the future you are building. Every hour wasted is an opportunity that can never be reclaimed. When you begin treating your time as your greatest asset, you stop asking where the day went and start deciding where it will lead. Every worthwhile goal comes with obstacles. There is no meaningful achievement that exists without challenges, setbacks, or moments of uncertainty. Yet many people see obstacles as signs that they are on the wrong path. The moment something becomes difficult, they assume they are not talented enough, lucky enough, or capable enough to continue. They become discouraged and give up before they have given themselves a genuine opportunity to succeed. The truth is exactly the opposite. Obstacles are not evidence that you should quit. They are evidence that you are growing. Every challenge you overcome develops qualities that comfort never can. Imagine a tree growing in an open field. It faces strong winds, heavy rain, scorching heat, and cold winters. Those harsh conditions do not weaken the tree. They strengthen its roots. Because it must withstand constant pressure, it grows deeper into the ground and becomes more stable over time. In the same way, the difficulties you face in life are strengthening your character. They teach you patience, resilience, creativity, and determination. Without challenges, those qualities would never fully develop. One reason people procrastinate is because they fear the obstacles ahead. They imagine failure before they even begin. They worry about making mistakes, being criticized, or falling short of their own expectations. As a result, they delay taking action because postponing feels safer than risking disappointment. But avoiding challenges does not eliminate them. It simply delays the opportunity to learn how to overcome them. Every day spent avoiding difficulty is another day without growth. Failure itself is often misunderstood. Many people believe that failure is the opposite of success, when in reality, it is often one of its most important teachers. Every mistake contains valuable information. It reveals what works, what doesn't, and what needs to change. The person who refuses to learn from failure repeats the same mistakes. The person who studies failure gains wisdom that cannot be found in comfort or easy victories. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What can this teach me?" That simple shift in perspective transforms problems into opportunities. Think about the inventor who spends years perfecting a new idea. Rarely does the first attempt become the final success. There are countless adjustments, improvements, and unexpected disappointments along the way. Each unsuccessful attempt provides information that brings the next attempt closer to success. If the inventor gave up after the first setback, the breakthrough would never happen. Persistence turns temporary defeats into stepping stones. Obstacles also reveal the strength of your commitment. It is easy to be enthusiastic when everything is going well. Anyone can stay positive when progress comes quickly and results appear effortlessly. But true commitment is demonstrated when circumstances become difficult. It is shown when you continue working despite disappointment, keep learning despite criticism, and remain focused despite temporary setbacks. Those moments define your character far more than your moments of comfort. Another powerful lesson obstacles teach is adaptability. Rarely does life unfold exactly as planned. Unexpected changes force you to think differently, solve problems creatively, and discover abilities you never knew you possessed. Many successful people can look back and recognize that their greatest opportunities were hidden inside their greatest challenges. What seemed like a setback at the time eventually became the experience that prepared them for something even greater. Every obstacle you overcome increases your confidence. You begin to trust your ability to handle uncertainty because you have already proven that you can survive difficult moments. Challenges that once seemed impossible become reminders of how far you have come. Instead of fearing future problems, you approach them with greater wisdom and courage. When you choose to face obstacles rather than avoid them, you transform your mindset. Problems no longer become excuses for procrastination. They become invitations to grow. Every challenge is an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more capable than you were yesterday. Success is not reserved for those who never encountered difficulties. It belongs to those who refuse to let difficulties determine the direction of their lives. Every obstacle carries within it the possibility of growth, and every step through adversity brings you closer to the person you are capable of becoming. One of the greatest differences between successful people and those who struggle to achieve their goals is not intelligence, talent, or opportunity. It is the habit of finishing what they start. Every day, countless people begin new projects with excitement. They buy books they never read, enroll in courses they never complete, make plans they never follow, and set goals they abandon at the first sign of difficulty. Starting is exciting because it is filled with hope and possibility. Finishing, however, requires patience, discipline, and persistence. The ability to see a task through to completion is one of the most valuable habits you can ever develop, because every finished goal becomes proof that you can trust yourself. Think about the satisfaction that comes from completing something important. It may be finishing a report, launching a business, completing a degree, writing a book, or reaching a fitness goal. The reward is not simply the result itself. The greater reward is the confidence you gain from knowing that you followed through on your commitment. Every completed task sends a powerful message to your mind. I finish what I begin. That belief becomes part of your identity. And once you begin to see yourself as someone who follows through, your actions naturally begin to reflect that identity. Many people fail to finish because they expect the journey to remain exciting from beginning to end. In reality, every worthwhile project passes through different stages. At first, there is enthusiasm. Everything feels fresh, and your vision is clear. Then comes the difficult middle, where progress seems slow, challenges appear, and distractions become more appealing. This is the point where most people quit. They mistake temporary discomfort for a sign that they should stop. But those who achieve extraordinary results understand that the middle of the journey is where character is built. They continue working even when the excitement has faded, because they are committed to the outcome rather than the emotion. Perfectionism is another hidden reason why many people leave important work unfinished. They become so concerned about making everything perfect that they stop making progress altogether. They rewrite the same page repeatedly, delay launching a project because one detail is not quite right, or hesitate to share their work out of fear of criticism. While striving for excellence is admirable, perfection is often an illusion that keeps people trapped in endless preparation. Progress is always more valuable than perfection. A completed project that continues to improve is far more powerful than a perfect idea that never leaves your imagination. Finishing also requires the courage to stay focused when new opportunities appear. It is easy to become distracted by another exciting idea before completing the one already in front of you. Every unfinished project drains mental energy because it remains an open commitment in your mind. As unfinished tasks accumulate, they create stress, reduce confidence, and make it harder to concentrate. Completing one meaningful objective before chasing the next creates clarity, momentum, and a sense of accomplishment that fuels future success. Every finished task strengthens your discipline. Just as muscles grow stronger through repeated exercise, your ability to follow through grows stronger each time you complete what you promised yourself. The more often you finish, the more natural persistence becomes. You stop relying on temporary motivation because discipline has become part of your daily life. People begin to trust you because your actions consistently match your words. And perhaps more importantly, you begin to trust yourself. A life of achievement is not built by collecting impressive intentions. It is built by consistently turning intentions into completed actions. Every book you finish expands your knowledge. Every skill you master increases your value. Every promise you keep strengthens your character. Every goal you complete becomes the foundation for an even greater goal. Over time, these completed efforts create a pattern of excellence that transforms both your personal and professional life. The remarkable truth is that success is rarely the result of one extraordinary accomplishment. It is the accumulation of many ordinary tasks completed with extraordinary consistency. Each time you resist the temptation to quit, each time you choose persistence over convenience, and each time you finish what you started, you are building more than a completed project. You are building a reputation, a mindset, and a future defined by reliability, discipline, and lasting achievement. That is how great lives are created, not by those who simply begin with enthusiasm, but by those who finish with determination.